Hello, people of the internet. It is your boy Keisha Wishi, and today again. I keep doing the stuff. I got free time now. I might be joining some of you guys in that long line down at the place. Speaking of being in the unemployed news cycle, Supergirl came out, and for any of you guys who knew anything about Supergirl, you probably knew more than me. If you went and watched the movie, just know that I know more about Supergirl than you do. And I'm only saying that because the movie does no justice for the character. And today's video, we're gonna go into what I was watching on stream from Sydney Watson. She goes into the backlash or like the aftermath of the Supergirl film. And my addition to this video is to just say, it is crazy that a movie made in the same universe, I'm talking about Superman now, the movie Superman, on opening weekend, it had a $52 million opening day on Friday. Supergirl this past Friday had an opening of about 18 million. But Supergirl's supposed to be the superior film. All right. Anyways, yeah, let's just get into it. You'll see what I was talking about. Copy my screen, paste. There we go. Y'all watching me set up my shit in real time. Y'all should feel like day ones right now, bro. Even though day ones were like fucking 3 years ago. But anyways, so Sophia can tell y'all, I've been watching hella videos about the Supergirl film, and there's another one just dropped by my girl Sydney Watson, who I've been watching for like 6 months now, but I just subscribed to her like last week. Because I'm a fake ass nigga. I be watching niggas without subscribing. Like, I'm not even joking. Because I just, a nigga forgets, bro. Oh my god.
Can the camera pick it up?
Yes. I feel like I'm a special person in your life. Corey, yo, Corey. I remember your name. I remember your name, Corey. And you know what, J-Dog? Which I'm pretty sure me and RX Sunny. Bro, I met Sunny through a different viewer, but this other viewer, this nigga lives in fucking London. So unless I'm streaming at like fucking 10 in the morning, this nigga's not gonna see the streams. Like, I'm being so dead ass. He tuned in when I was like in the middle of a fucking Metal Gear Solid live stream at like 12 p.m. Yeah, I know. Twiz is the reason why I know Sunny. And then I'm in Sunny's Discord, but I barely in there because I'm not gonna lie, the niggas in there kind of weird, bro. Of course. Te quiero fumar. I can't do this on YouTube. My God. Oh my God. Get this shit away from me.
Bigger than him. Gotta walk in. You gotta walk in there.
That's what I'm telling you to fucking move. Eddie! Long time no see, bro. Oh, why does my hair look like that? Ew. Y'all saw nothing. Y'all saw not that thing. Nothing happened here over on the YouTube. We are family friendly, even though I sound like a sailor. But you know, sailors, you know, Popeye the Sailor Man? Yeah. Yeah, just pay attention to this. I'm not cursing. Sophia, show them your muscles. Look at her. Look at her.
I don't have nothing really, because I haven't logged back in the gym.
Oh yeah, you. What you mean? Look at that.
But like, I used to, be
But
buff.
she used to be a little bit buffer. Wait, show your back.
Like,
Look. What are you doing, bro?
I'm
You're not
not
even
doing.
flexing. All right, let me stop bullying her, bro. She gonna beat my ass later.
Leave me alone.
See, even Corey's saying that you're buff, bro. Corey's saying that.
Emotional, damn it.
There we go. See, I fixed it. Now we got the blurps back. All right,
because it's Pride Month and all that, and I think that she's
bro.
a really great.
One thing I hate. I'm not gonna keep pausing this shit because I'm gonna get into a game. Give me to the end of this is 24 minutes. All right, this is gonna be the challenge. Can I make this part of the video or the stream not more than 30 minutes long, starting now?
Representation of what a modern woman can be. She can be strong, she can be tough, she can be messy, and I love how this film doesn't center around any sort of love.
No, really, who could have seen this coming?
Yeah, you know,
Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back
love the
to
Australian
Hell.
people,
Well,
bro.
baby birds, I definitely debated
They're like
about
Americans,
discussing
but
this film
in
again,
the
but we are
UK.
going to because it really is the gift that keeps on giving. But really, I wanted to wait and see how Supergirl would actually do in cinemas before saying
Jesus
anything and weighing
Christ, this
in,
fucking air
because I was seeing a
purifier
little bit
sounds
of
like
chatter
someone
that
was
it was
smoking in
going to
here for
apparently
some
do
reason,
okay.
like,
But as most
the
of you
fuck?
can probably
Why does that happen?
anticipate, that is not the case at all. It's done really quite badly, and for some reason I find that quite humorous. If you're not up to date with this drama, a new superhero movie called Supergirl, starring Australian actress Millie Alcock, was pooped out in cinemas
Wait, is this
on
Australian
June
on
26th.
Australian crime? Like, why are you hating on her, bro? Is this what it's all about? People just hating on Australians? Like other Australians hating Australians?
The film follows the story of Kara, an alien and the
Bro,
cousin
this-
of Superman, as she navigates revenge
camera's
and
fighting for its
betrayal
life to
and
keep
goes on a
focused on
journey
me.
to do something to someone somewhere. They made her very cool, you know, very, very punk rock. She doesn't care and nobody understands her. It's probably worth noting that the storyline here revolves
Corey,
around
tomorrow,
sort of a sex
I'm
trafficking
gonna be
ring
home all day.
because the
More
primary
than
bad
likely.
guys
So I'll
are
even
all
start the stream
male
earlier, so
space
because
pirates
yeah,
and
it's
kidnap
11:30.
women
But,
and
yeah, I'll see
girls
you
from
later,
across
bro.
the galaxy, specifically to sell/force them
All
to
right,
be
bro.
brides in order to continue their all-male society/race. So it's Mad Max. It's a bad Mad Max. Got it. The primary bad guy, Krem, hurts Supergirl's dog with a poison blow dart that only he has the antidote to, and that's what sets our story in motion. I will not lie, you could not pay me to watch this film. I'm sorry. In the days leading up to its official release, many influencers and critics were giving the film positive reviews, suggesting that it was refreshing and interesting. Then, at the film's premiere in New York on June 22nd, our friend
Oh, of course it premiered. Wait. Oh yeah, I forgot. New York is like hella blue right now. Because this is the type of shit you'd expect to hear from like California. Because California's been blue like since its fucking inception. So like New York.
Millie got back in front of
Makes sense,
reporters and
makes
started
sense.
saying some more things about how her character could beat up Superman.
Who's gonna win? You versus Superman.
I'm gonna win, but it's because he's gonna let me win.
Bro, what is that fucking smirk? Oh my god. That made me so
Because he
uncomfortable.
is. No,
his
Hey,
character.
Sonny, thank you for
But
the
you're also
sub
stronger.
to
But
I'm
J
stronger.
Dog, bro.
Objectively.
Thank you.
Objectively stronger,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna win.
You made
And
me,
how, in
you
honor
made me
of
like
Pride Month, she
$5
thinks Kara is a
about
representation of a
$5
modern
closer
woman
to
and
getting my
a
Twitch
positive
cash
figure
out.
for
So
the
thank you.
LGBT community. Well,
Appreciate
okay.
it.
Have you heard from the fans, specifically from the LGBT community, about how they've been able to relate to your character?
I've just had a few people ask me about her and about her because it's Pride Month and all that, and I think that she's a
Do Australians have like a weird way they position their mouths when she speaks? Because I swear, it's like as Supergirl, she doesn't move her mouth like that. But I haven't watched the fucking movie, so what the fuck do I know?
really great representation of what a modern woman can be. She can be strong, she can be tough, she can be messy, and I love how this film doesn't center around any sort of love, you know, it doesn't center around romance or anything like that at all, and she has such resilience that I think that community is a community that is so resilient, and they can really relate to that in that.
Millie, I am genuinely asking you to stop talking. Just
Bro, wait, let me move my camera, bro. As a grown ass man, is your girl eating your ass with chicken made with pancake mix gay? Asking for a viewer. Damn, she's on TikTok, so I can't even ask her to handle this one. Replying to a message.
just
Terrible.
lips
We're
closed.
moving forward, guys.
No more. As a total aside,
whatever
it's
you
actually
thought I
quite
was talking about, we traveled through the time machine and we jumped ahead to where that conversation never happened. There you go.
quite depressing that this is how Hollywood defines modern women. Messy and bad, no romance, no love interest, framed through LGBT representation at every opportunity. I am I'm tired, boss. Anyway, no matter how many positive influencer reviews
It's crazy.
were
If I was
coming
at
to the
work right now, I
forefront
would not be
here,
streaming.
it just wasn't
Shake my
enough
head.
to stop what was to come. Because actual critic reviews have been absolutely brutal, and the early box office numbers that we are seeing are probably on that same page as well. According to several outlets, the film did $18 million on its
18
first day.
million? That is so bad. You know, it's crazy that that's coming out of my fucking mouth, because if I could produce something that raised $18 million, I'd be fucking happy. But what was the budget for this fucking movie actually? Okay, so ooh. So you're telling me I made a movie that is 170 million to 186 million to produce. And the first day that shit drops, it only makes 18? I only made back 10% on the opening day? Nigga, I'm not making any money. What the fuck? And now eyeing a 37 to 42 million opening weekend domestically. That is
which
not
includes
good.
previews from
for
2
a
other
movie
days,
this big,
and it is
nah.
expected to do overall 42 million at the
Actually, you know what? Let's see Superman. Superman 2025 box office shit. It grows 625 million. Okay, you know what? Box office numbers Friday. It's opening Friday. It made 56 million. Meanwhile, Supergirl only made 18. That's fucking terrible. That is actually terrible. And mind you, I'm using the gonna need a TikTok to go viral about yo shit at this point. The opening day barely making profit. It's fried. I know, bro. But like the reason why I picked Superman is to show you, like, if I did a movie, let me move my camera. If I did a movie like fucking Endgame, that would be dishonest, because Endgame was like one of the largest movies to come out in the last 10 years. So if I did Endgame, that would have been unfair. But the fact that this movie's talking shit about is doing worse.
top end, or 37 million during this opening weekend at the
I
bottom
can tell
end.
you why.
Apparently, some
Confederate
outlets
flag,
are also
'cause it's a
reporting
woman.
that the film is bombing insanely internationally.
No, I disagree. I don't even want to say the Supergirl from the Flash movie would done better, but it's like if they structured the movie differently and made it more of her being like, I haven't watched the actual movie, but from what I've heard in the movie, she sounds like a fucking Luke Skywalker from it's the last, no, is it the Last Jedi? I don't remember the sequel trilogy for Star Wars. She's 23 years old, but she's acting like a 60-year-old man, all veteran and battered and bruised from their life. Like, it would have made more sense if she was a rebellious like type of girl who's recklessly doing shit and trying to help people. But that's not what this movie's about. She's sick and tired of helping people. Just like, bitch, you're fuck off. I don't want to watch a movie about this shit.
Also worth
Like, how you
noting as
jaded
well
at
that the film
23?
had a
You sound like me,
$175 million production budget, although this could be as high as $186 million. $186 million dollars for something that gives people depression or puts them to sleep.
It's literally, Emilia Clarke is a perfect example of a girl who has acted in a role where it was not that favorable, and she was just like, yeah, the fans are gonna like what they like. I can't do anything about it. But then you have bitches like fucking Millie Alcock and Rachel Zegler that's like, oh, the fans are retarded, they don't understand art. It's like, okay, nigga, I'm just not gonna give you my money. Last good Marvel movie was the first Fantastic Four. I feel like you're trying to be flagrant with that one. That movie was ass.
Very on brand, Hollywood.
Rise of the Silver
Very
Surfer
on
was
brand.
much better.
Although I will say that there is an infinitely cheaper way of getting to sleep and staying asleep. And no, it's not watching Supergirl.
We are
it actually
skipping
happens
the
to be the
ad.
sponsor of like a drug dealer, because
No.
off you affected because numbers are boring, and off with Beam's
Okay,
4th
there
of
we
July
go.
sale. And
4th of
just to
July
put
sale,
all of this
guys.
in perspective, because numbers are boring and terrible, a $37 to $42 million opening for Supergirl.
Yeah, think about that. The opening weekend is still less than Superman's opening night. That's
would
fucking
rank
terrible.
among the most extremely disappointing releases for big budget superhero films in recent years, especially post-pandemic. Because, as you all know, the big sneeze changed things drastically with moviegoers. I mean, it's absolutely not the worst performance, but given the
See,
IP,
look,
the
way
marketing,
how
the
she was
connection to
talking in the
Superman,
earlier interviews does not look anything like what's on the screen right now.
it's really, really, really not great
see,
what
she's
is
not
going on
moving
right
around.
now. Not for these people. It's also sort of funny when
See,
you
look at
compare
her.
all of this to other big budget superhero films that have tanked, like the Marvels and the
It's like,
Flash,
damn,
which
bitch, we
people
know you
keep
got fucking
referencing all over the
she got
place.
lack of
Both
veneers.
movies are considered to have bombed, with the Marvels debuting at 46 million and the Flash opening at 55 million. Supergirl could possibly be worse than both, which is absolutely insane. But my little chickadees, this is not even the worst part. No, 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 it is not. Like I mentioned, the reviews here are absolutely so brutal. Variety magazine, which I'm sure a bunch of you are familiar with at this point, they have covered Millie Alcock a ton, published her interviews, yada yada. Well, they put together a review of this movie, and it is nothing if not scathing. Supergirl review. Millie Alcock takes charge in a dystopian superhero movie so flat it is super horrendous.
Damn.
The little teaser
Not
line
them
here,
turning
which I
on her.
love, says,
Taking
it's got
a
a
bong
terrible
rip in the good
script
faith
and a
Akechi.
punk rock attitude of corporate pretension. No, who could have seen that coming?
Do that.
Not
Not
me.
gonna lie,
This
Millie
review
Alcock
basically
smash.
tells-
She fire for that. What you mean you want a million cock? Millie Alcock? What is wrong with you? Shake my head, batty boy. Fire for that.
Thus that anything that
Fire
calls
for
itself
that.
punk rock is actually cringe, and the second you call anything
J-Dog, Smasher, Brittany, you spelled her name wrong, but I know who you're talking about, Brittany Renner. Ooh.
punk rock, it
Ugh.
has ceased in that moment to be punk rock and has instead become lame. And unfortunately, this is a movie that is very much self-styled that way. Did I not tell you guys
Damn.
recently that Millie Alcock running around telling everybody that she was inspired by Vivienne Westwood and random Australian indie bands was gay? The 90s version of gay, not the men kissing other men version.
One designer that inspired me.
Wait, what the fuck is the
for
90s version of gay? Oh, the bad one. Okay, I see.
playing Kara was Vivienne Westwood. She very much reflects Kara's spirit. She's very rock and roll, very punk, very anti-authoritarian.
Well, this reviewer agrees with me.
Why? I don't understand why. I don't know who that is. Exactly. This character that you're supposed to give a how you spell it though? Oh, you're talking about the Brittany Renner. I got you. I think this is how you spell her name. Did my message even freaking send? There we go.
And of course he does, because I'm right. He also calls out how this movie thinks it's really edgy and cool, but it really isn't, and generally takes aim at everything and everyone, making fun of how there is functionally no storyline in this movie, that there is so little of anything meaningful in this film, that there isn't even enough of a plot for the story to even make it convoluted. It can't be
What do you mean
convoluted because
research
there's not enough
purposes? What you talking about?
plotline here. He makes fun of the Supergirl backstory, her enemies, her allies, and then he takes aim at James Gunn himself, saying, Gunn was right to want to take the comic book genre back to well-structured screenwriting basics. So what has he done in his second DC outing? He's given us a comic book movie with the worst script I can remember. And this
He didn't
theme
even
just
write the script.
basically
He let-
continues with
Bro.
most other reviews that
Bro.
I've read.
Shake my head, Sonny.
Reason published a review titled "Supergirl is a bafflingly grim, violent, and depressing take
But yeah,
on a
the actual director or writer of the script for Supergirl is this failed actress. From what I've heard, I don't like me personally. I don't know if I would consider her a failed actress, but I've never heard of her a day in my fucking life. she's a scriptwriter and it's her first time writing a script for a movie. So you're nigga, can you hit me up? I'll give you a Black Lightning script right now, nigga. Right this fucking second. Since you just letting random people be fucking writing scripts for you.
Superhero movie.
Maybe.
A drunk, depressed young woman fights personal demons and an interstellar sex trafficking gang. Isn't this supposed to be fun?
Brittany
Well,
Renner.
that's the thing, Peter. You'd think so, but no. Films like this, which are apparently
I know
supposed
too
to be
much.
for little girls, because they keep telling us that this is a movie for young women and girls, are supposed to be
Best
depressing.
underrated, overhated anime, I'll go first. Dr. Stone. Bro, you just reminded me. I need to watch a new episode. Like, I'm actually caught up on that shit, but I don't think people... I've never heard of people hating on Dr. Stone, but I'm just not as chronically online as I used to be. But I've never heard people hate on Dr. Stone. I actually like it a lot. So I've been able to load... Still have been able to load a damn search on her. Oh, still haven't been able to load. Why is WhatsApp opening? What the fuck? Here you go. This is who he's talking about. It's a hard no for me. It's a hard no. Because of all the stuff she said out of her own mouth in interviews, it's a fuck no from me. Well, there's your research. You're welcome. Good God Almighty. Sonny, you fucking... Anyways.
And sad and terrible, because apparently this is what modern
You're
women
terrible.
want. Suffering.
There are going to be a lot of little girls
I
who
know,
see this.
and that's really going to
Yeah.
get me. That's going to be the thing that I'm like,
Anyway, this review explains that while it wasn't the best movie ever made, James Gunn's Superman was at least charming in its own way. Supergirl,
was. I
on the
did.
other hand, is
Like,
quote,
I
dark,
barely
depressive,
watched
and
it, but I did watch it, and I did like it. But I would not, like, the type of hype or the type of feeling that I had for Superman is not the same thing I have for, like, the new Spider-Man that's coming out.
dull.
Or any
Supergirl is such
Spider-Man
a
movie that's
thoroughly
came out.
grim and charmless picture that it
Amazing
almost
Spider-Man
plays like
2, I
an
did not give a
in-universe
fuck about.
rebuke to its predecessor's lightheartedness. It's a downer of a movie in nearly every way. Oh, but this review gets even worse. The whole thing plays like a fourth-rate Mad Max ripoff, but without the
You're talking about
pedal-to-the-metal
Mad Max again,
action
bro.
sequences or the single-minded vengeful fury. It's not fun. It's barely even righteous. It's just
Damn.
miserable. At one point, Supergirl flat out murders a guy by pushing a giant sword through his neck. Somehow, I suspect even Zack Snyder would be appalled. This reviewer seems
That's
genuinely disturbed by
crazy.
the things he saw in this movie, and he basically spends most of this review asking, who on earth signed off on these decisions? Again, I think it is worth saying that
Maybe
you
he
have to
deserved it.
remember that Millie Alcock herself and other people kept saying that this is a movie for young women and girls, and I want to know who is taking their kids to see a film like this. Who is allowing their children to see people getting stabbed in the neck? Who is doing this?
You see, this is... Let me get schizo real quick. This is the CIA. Because remember the Carmelo Anthony situation? Listen. Carmelo Anthony situation. Stab someone in the neck, right? Supergirl stabbed someone in the neck. And the movie's doing terribly because we shouldn't support that shit. Yeah, don't support the movie because of Carmelo Anthony. There you go. But no, literally, the movie probably got... everything that was filmed in the movie happened like maybe like 2-3 years ago or maybe last year. So, you know, it's just the planning is kind of bad. The timing's kind of bad.
And this is why a bunch of people, me included, have been asking this entire time, who is this movie for? Who is this made for? Because it's not the children. In my travels of the internet, I saw very
I
few
can't see
reviews
any-
that actually gave the movie any sort of
Not
credit.
you.
Most were appalled by what was being shown on screen or could not understand how anyone thought this plot and its scenes were ever a good idea. A handful of reviewers tried to compliment Millie Alcock's performance personally, but I think this was more so in an effort to save face,
Thoughts on
I
the
guess,
back room? I
rather
wanted
than
to take my
because there
girl
was
on a date
anything
and
positive to
shit.
say. I also
me and
get the
Sophia
impression
still
this
haven't
was an
watched The
effort
Back
to
Room.
defend
yet.
her personally in some way, trying to separate her performance
I
and her
haven't watched it
character
yet, so
from
I
the
can't give
stale
you an
plot and
answer.
horrible writing that audiences are currently slamming. For instance, while acknowledging that Supergirl lacks originality and depth in its plot, even calling it an uninspired slog, The Hollywood Reporter
People been
framed
saying
Millie
it's
as an
good.
appealingly punky protagonist. Oh, she is so
Some people told me it's good. Some people couldn't tell me if it was good or not because the story would be getting ruined. And I don't know. Whenever I hear something bad about a movie that is like arguably a good movie, I'm just like, oh, it's just a bunch of hating ass niggas who want to hate. Been hearing 50-50, honestly. I asked my go-to reviewer and he said it was trash.
punk rock. One film
Yeah,
critic
but
from The
it's trash
Guardian
in
seemed
what
to be
way?
more
Because
preoccupied with
I believe movies can be trash in a good way, but they don't understand the backrooms like I do. See, like, for example, all right, we're going on a little tangent again. Wait. Oh, okay. I thought another message come up. I just got another ad. Fuck you, Kishi. All right, you know what? While you got the ad, I'll just keep watching
girl's
this.
name than anything else, as he questioned
I
why her more
understand it,
famous
though.
cousin gets to rock the mature Superman title while she's left with girl. There is already a Superwoman, and there's actually even a Wonder Woman. Please just shut up, Peter. Anyway, besides the 5 people who liked Millie Alcock here, apparently it's really jarring to have such an utterly depressing superhero juxtaposed next to Superman, who pops up
Yeah.
a few times during the film, who is trying to be positive and chipper. It's what I'm gauging from what these people have written. And these two side by side apparently
Damn.
only highlights how utterly bizarre the whole thing is, that all these sequences are. So, you know, there's that. I pointed this out in my first video about Millie Alcock, but
Do what
even
I
Grace
do when I go
Randolph,
to
who
see
is
a
a
movie with my uncles, go to a nice restaurant, then go to the movie, and after, no matter how late, take her for ice cream.
YouTuber that most of us would disagree with on most topics, has weighed in
You know,
here,
I'm gonna
and
steal that
she's
exact
weighed in
idea for
negatively.
Sophia.
Her first video was to say that Millie Alcock's comments were not great and that her handler should be doing a better job. But this
Her
time, it was to
handler's
give a
crazy.
review of this film where she actively said that she was looking forward to the next Superman movie and wanted to forget whatever garbage this was. She discussed how there's a scene where Kara is drunk, pees, and then goes back to bed without washing her hands. That was an important thing that she told us. And the audience sees all of it. She said that it's super hard to feel anything about Kara's dog Crypto because he's so obviously bad CGI. But one of the parts that stood out to me
Bro, the
is where
CGI for Crypto wasn't even that bad in freaking Superman. I
Randolph
can't
says
even
that
lie.
not every movie has to be some sort of feminist manifesto.
Not every
Please.
movie and show about a female character needs to also double as a feminist manifesto. I mean, can't Supergirl just save the day? I mean,
Yeah, like, what the
I'm
fuck?
fine with messaging, and I'm okay with movies. I think Barbie balanced things very nicely, but
Yeah, Barbie, like, overall, Barbie went really, really deep into the messaging, but it was a good movie on top of the messaging. But if you're gonna make dog shit and the messaging is the same shit, like, come on, bro. Come on, you
again,
can't
this
do
is a
both.
non-spoiler review, but just to give you a little bit of an example, they shoehorned a subplot in here about trafficking underage girls that not only is not from the original comic, but that it's lifted directly out of Mad Max. Like, directly.
Oh, that's
like,
why they say it's Mad Max.
how did
like.
you think you could do that? And it doesn't do the movie any favors. It just makes it too heavy-handed,
fries
too
in the
eye
bag.
roll. Like,
Why
and also
Shorty
it
wear the
reminded me a little
super
bit of Black
logo?
Widow
She's
to a
only
degree as well.
shit-talking
You know,
this.
I'm going to mention it later, but Millie Alcock was like, I didn't watch any
Shorty,
female
they're not
superhero
picking
movies to
you.
prepare for this. And you're like, maybe if you had, you would have noticed you were copying quite a few of them.
Listen, when the
That's
people
crazy.
who have advocated for feminist storylines are suddenly switching it up and saying that not everything needs to be a feminist story,
That's
you know
crazy.
you've gone too far. You know you have fallen off the edge of the cliff and there is no returning. I actually saw one tweet about this exact issue that just went even harder. This person wrote, Supergirl is such feminist slop. She's fighting a race that is male only. How does a male only race even evolve?
Wait, that shit doesn't make any fucking sense. Male only race? Like, are they fucking the Mechians? The Mechians aren't even, they're fucking genderless.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah, no, that makes this movie
Wait,
sound
first
even
of all,
weirder.
you're not gonna speed past that like you just say what you just said.
A male only race?
evolve and continue to
That
exist.
literally makes
They need
no
to kidnap
fucking
women in the
sense.
film to propagate their race, so they can't reproduce.
Yo, okay. Tell me a woman write a movie without telling me a woman no, let me not even say a woman, because that's very disrespectful. Tell me... Bro, what? What? Tell me an out of touch, there we go, an out of touch woman wrote a movie without telling me an out of touch woman wrote a movie. The plot is around a male only race that has to fucking traffic little girls to reproduce? Nigga, that's just Goblin Slayer. Like, bro, what the
That's nasty.
That's literally the plot of fucking Goblin Slayer. Bro, but at least they do this, like, goblins are not humans. Goblins are not humans. But they made a movie about a blue hair, blonde-eyed white woman, a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman fighting a male-only race. That sole purpose of reproducing is kidnapping little girls. Who the fuck is this movie for? I would not let my kid watch this movie if I had a kid. Yeah, they just somehow win your opponent in the Clash game. I'll take some butt and defend myself with the glove. Dude, what the fuck?
Without women. It is completely oxymoronic and biologically implausible. Sorry guys, I have to fix what this person's written because it's not written for speech and I don't even think that's a complete sentence. Anyway, the tweet goes on to say that the screenwriters wanted a way to make all the men into evil, people who do evil things to women for political reasons, but they weren't creative enough to write a good reason for this to be the case. And the whole thing just comes off as an overly forced feminist power fantasy.
That's not feminist. They did not say feminist. They said foid, which is even worse. That's like calling me a negroid. Like you're reducing me down to like a fucking like a body type of thing.
So everybody is in agreement then.
Kishi, he
joined
said he
by
loves
the
it. Oh,
mutual
my
hatred
bad.
of this film. One of the other
Sorry,
things that
Sonny,
break-
bro. I did not read your message. L streamer for me. That's an L streamer for me. I'll take that L. Bro, love you too, Sonny.
Randolph really hammers on too is how Supergirl stole so much from other movies. How the jokes are the same, the sequences are the same, even the plot points, and you could have just copy and pasted these scenes and whatever from other movies into Supergirl and there would really be functionally no difference. So with all of this in mind, it's just really not terribly surprising at all that the more that people watch this movie, the fewer good things that they have to say about it. And I think on a long enough timeline, we're going to see more and more audience reviews that reflect the negative opinions of the critics, so everybody will just be joined in negative output about this movie. Already we are seeing people say this movie is getting review bombed because people are leaving
God damn
star reviews. But that is not what's happening here at all. If even the people who would ordinarily like this kind of movie, and more specifically like this movie itself, are showing up and saying that it's not very good, that's probably indicative of how bad it actually is. And you couple that with all of the drama around James Gunn and Millie Alcock and some other bits and bobs, and you really do have a recipe for disaster. As a complete and total aside, I found it really interesting that Variety actually published a full and probably unedited interview that they did in the past with Millie Alcock, headlining this article, "It's hard to be universally beloved. Millie Alcock goes deep on her Supergirl journey from auditioning to tuning out toxic fans." Like I said,
Keanu Reeves, Adam Sandler. At a time, Jennifer Aniston. Like, at this point, I'm just watching the TV in the background. Much appreciated, much appreciated. But fucking, bro, there's so many people that are universally, like, beloved. Like, what are you talking about?
They obviously did this interview some time ago and
LeBron
used
James.
snippets of it to write other pieces, some of which I have referenced on this channel. But I do think it's interesting that they are bringing this up now. And part of me was like, I wonder if this is in an effort to sort of defend Millie Alcock, but, you know, they're probably actually just jumping in on all the backlash, given the way that they're titling all of these articles. In this interview, just by the way, Millie Alcock says that this character is the closest that she's ever been to playing herself. And
what?
I don't know, I'm thinking maybe that's the problem here.
Wait, you're telling me Supergirl is a self-insert from Millie Alcock? Yeah, you're a piece of shit.
Said this a million times before, so I'm not going to rehash my thoughts again and again, but I will say that Supergirl embodies everything that is wrong with modern Hollywood. It is why everything about modern Hollywood is failing. It is no longer about good storytelling or creating compelling characters, and as a result of that, they don't even know who their movies are for. Films today, including this one, are basically just message delivery systems for politics, or they're a form of activism. They're a way of delivering a specific message and viewpoint to the people who are viewing them. Studios, directors, writers, whoever, they're not making movies for us to enjoy. They're making movies to drill into us whatever, you know, ideology and political messaging is hot at the time. I really do think that this movie was going to fail regardless because, I mean, number one, who actually was asking for a Supergirl movie? Probably nobody. But more importantly, there really is this level of fatigue around superheroes, around these big blockbuster kind of movies, because they're never actually all that good. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. They're never that good. They hit cinemas, you watch it and you think, yeah, that was forgettable, and then you never think about it again. When superhero stories were popular, it was because
I can't even, bro. Shang-Chi's like the last movie I can think about that Marvel released that I actually cared about.
because they were well written, the characters were good, they were an event. They were something that you waited to come out, you went and saw it, and it actually made a lasting impact on you. These days we get one after another after another.
Actually, I can't even say a Disney movie. Like Fantastic Four: The First Steps, or is that even what it's called? It was just a movie.
After another, and they sort of follow the same sort of storyline and trajectory. They sort of
I kind of blame
have the
Pedro
same
Pascal
cadence and tone and whatnot. And once you've seen one of them, I sort of feel like you've seen them all. Now, granted, I realize that I may not be the primary target demographic for these films, but I still really liked a bunch of superhero movies over the years and looked forward to them being in cinemas, like Wonder Woman, for example, and Guardians of the Galaxy. But I would never, even in years gone by, have gone to see Supergirl, and everything right now that surrounds this movie just feels so uninviting and unappealing, especially reading through all of these reviews that relate to the characters and the storyline and everything. It just seems like such a dumpster fire. I will say as well, I am a little surprised that this movie seems honestly so much worse than I was anticipating. Like, I really mean it when I say that these reviews went so hard. Anyway, in the end, I'm just not super sure how many more movies need to implode like this for Hollywood to see that what it is doing is not working. People have fatigue. They are tired of bad storylines. They are tired of over-reliance on special effects and CGI. They're tired of crappy characters and badly written characters. And they're tired of actors and actresses getting on red carpets and lecturing everyone around them. So I don't think any of us will be surprised when this movie turns out to be a massive, massive flop, but it probably, unfortunately, won't be the last one that we see this year, and it also won't be the last superhero movie to absolutely fall on its face. Now, on that note, and before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder to check out Beam using the link in the description.
No.